The pilot just fell asleep on the fighter. He was found terrified by his teammates when he woke up. The fighter has fallen into the sea. There is also a Japanese-style fighter in the air. It's time for them to hurry up. The two of them rushed into the sea, hiding in the rain like a rain of bullets. Fortunately, the fighter was about to run out of fuel. He didn't turn around and attack again. The two of them escaped for a while, but then they found out again. The fighter was quickly sinking into the sea, without water and food impact. The two of them were completely trapped in a lonely, endless dilemma. And the more unfortunate thing is that John's chest was suddenly aching. That's when he found his chest heavy, in order to prevent the bloodstain from leading to the shark. Norman hurried to take off his clothes, helped John simply wrap up the wound. Looking at the smoke rising from the sea, not far away, Norman's body can be saved very quickly. But he waited for 2.5 hours. But he didn't even see the shadow of the American fighter on the sea and waited another 2.5 hours. Finally came the American fighter group. John hurried to ask for help, but because of the smoke bomb that didn't help, the fighter flew too high. Seeing his only companion die, he had no choice but to let John's body go. Unexpectedly, lightning struck suddenly in the air. Suddenly it started to rain. Jack, who had not drunk water for 2 days, dared to open his mouth. As the sweet rain flowed into his throat, it rekindled his hope of survival. That's how it lasted another night. At this time, Norman was hungry to the limit, so he took it out of his pocket. He took out a pack of wet cigarettes, tear open, and put it in his mouth. But bitter cigarettes are hard to swallow. He had to light a fire with a lighter. He took a big breath, but just as he was about to take another breath, a wave of waves came. Norman, with his super strong will, stayed up to the third night. Suddenly there was a huge sound of water. Then a Japanese submarine floated on the sea, not far away. Fortunately, it was pitch black at night. The Japanese submarine didn't find him. Norman stayed up all night again. The fourth morning, he couldn't hold on any longer. He took out his handgun and hit his head with a desperate blow. The weapon was courageously pulled off the trigger, but there was no bullet in the gun. Even if you want to die, you can't die. As time passed by, Norman's consciousness began to blur. He saw a beautiful wife in a trance. When he had an illusion, a plane's engine sound suddenly came, pulled him back from the ghost gate. It turned out to be a US search engine. It was flying by the sea. Norman dared to use a lighter to ask for help. The search engine received the signal, immediately crashed into the sea. Norman, who had drifted for 4 days, was finally saved.